Hi, Chris. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good.
I'm Lucy from Chile.
Lovely to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations for your amazing work in on this movie Extraction. You have a lot of fans here in Chile.
Thank you.
Sam, tell me, why did you think of Chris for the leading role in this movie?
When or why?
Why? Why?
Well, why? Isn't it obvious? I mean, well, when Joe Russo and I were discussing who would be the best person to play Tyler Rake, we originally weren't thinking in such a traditionally handsome, fit action hero bod. It was we were trying to go a little more off the beaten path. But then when we were on Infinity War and we were discussing further, and I think we handed the script to Chris, and he showed a lot of interest in this character, we thought, he's kind of the perfect person to play it, not only because he can physically handle the demands of the role and the character, but he has this kind of emotional depth that was very interesting to explore. And as a director, it's really fun to work with people that you know and love. So it was kind of a hands down choice.
I
And once
love it.
he said he was interested, it was over.
Okay. And Chris, how is Sam different from the other directors you work with? I mean, what did you learn from him?
A lot of things. Sam obviously has come from a stunt background, and so I knew he would have the knowledge and the skills to tell the action story better than anyone could. I'd been working with him on the Avengers films and seen how skillful he was in that space. But the emotional resonance and the emotional depth that was needed for this film, and I think for this character to set it aside from a general action film, this conversations Sam and I had in the build-up to this were fantastic, and this sort of emotional IQ and intelligence that he has, it was allowed us to explore the character deeper, and especially the second time round. I think what audiences are going to be really surprised by and pleased with is we've elevated the action to a level that is even bigger than the first film, but there's a heart at the center of it, which is relatable and really complements the action as well. So it's just been a great collaboration and a great friendship for many years now. So it's wonderful.
Great, I imagine. Well, I tell you that I'm a lover of fitness and healthy life, and I saw in the movie that Chris, you made a great physical effort. So, how did you prepare physically for that role?
Yeah, so I'd come off shooting Thor, so I was a lot bigger coming into this film than I was in the first film, which wasn't ideal, but I just had to quickly change my training from bodybuilding style workouts for Thor into more functional movement, flexibility, a lot of martial arts. And then we had months of prep prior where we did stunt rehearsals over and over again and would learn new fight choreography and for different pieces of the film. And then as we were shooting, we were updating these sequences as well, and that in itself became the training. The shoot day and the rehearsal time was the most exhausting thing I could have done anyway.
Yeah, because you spent many hours recording. So, how did you get during the making of the movie? It's difficult, isn't it?
How did I get what, sorry?
How did you get fit during the making of the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I came in fit. I wasn't, I was bigger than I would have preferred to be. I was bulkier. But yeah, just the nature of the way Sam shoots. He shoots a lot of stuff in these long, continuous takes. So your cardio fitness needs to be up there. And then, the movements and the martial arts that's required of me in the film, in the rehearsal process, that was kind of the training in itself.
And do you have any advice for people who want to be in good shape?
Just keep moving.
Like me.
No, well, just keep moving. I mean, you look like you train a lot, and as you said, you have an interest in fitness, and that's the big thing is finding something, I think, within the athletic world that is of interest. Because I could tell you or anybody go and run or go and lift weights or play tennis, but if you don't like those individual activities, you're not going to stick to it. So find something that you can immerse yourself in, something you enjoy, something you're passionate about, and I think the movement creates the motivation. Don't sit around and wait to be inspired. Get moving, and it'll come.
Perfect. Sam, any funny or unexpected moment that happened during the making of the movie?
Funny or unexpected moments. It's one of those. every day on an action film set usually brings something unexpected. You plan for months and months for everything to go exactly how you want it to, and then very rarely does that happen, because there's always little things come up. Especially on this show, we were dealing with COVID a lot, so you'd have a fight rehearsed with all the stunt performers, and then we go to shoot it, and then 2 of them are out with COVID, so you got to swap in 2 new stunt performers, and he has to, learn their rhythm and their style. So I think, it's very important on something like this to stay fluid, stay present in the moment, and not try to put too many expectations on how you think it should be, because very rarely will it turn out that way. You got to be open to what is.
Okay, last question. Can you describe the relationship between Extraction 1 and 2? Is it like a direct continuation or a new story within the same universe?
What I loved about the first film, and Sam and I talked a lot about, was the emotional component to it. But it was really only the tip of the iceberg. There's really only one scene where we saw or understood who this character was, what his backstory was. So we had an opportunity in the second film to, again, elevate the action, give the fans something unexpected and bigger and better than the first time. But we had an opportunity to almost tell an origin story for the second time and really explore in greater detail, in greater depth, the inner workings of Tyler Rake and what he was burying beneath the surface, whether it be the shame, the guilt, the pain, the struggle, all of that was and then had built this tough exterior to hide that for what reason. And so he has to confront his past in this film. We get to dissect who he is and what makes him tick, and why he is the way he is, and that was really fun for us to explore. And I think the feedback we've gotten so far is that the emotional component is so much stronger here and so much more relatable.
Perfect. And finally, would you like to invite
No,
people
Lucilla,
to see
sorry.
Extraction 2?
Your time is up.
Okay.
We have to finish.
Well, just to everyone in Chile, please come and see this film.
Okay.
We're so thankful for all the support in Chile, and we really have, put our heart and soul into this film and made it for the fans, and I think it's incredibly satisfying. So check it out on Netflix. Lots of love.
For your time. Thank you for your time. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Bye.